Hey folks, Dude here, coming at you on Monday, June 8th, and oh man, today's thing coming out of the blogosphere, the ethers, and the news media. Windows, yes, that Windows. Well, let me crank this camera up just a little bit so you guys can see just a little bit more of me. Windows has now announced that Windows 10 is going to be just this amazing replacement for the completely, totally sucky 8. 8.1, tile, whatever you wish to call it, monster of just stupid execution. They told you that 10 now has some things that's not going to be installed. Number 1, Windows Media Player is not there. Number 2, those time wasters like Solitaire and Minefield and all these other fun things that have been around in Windows forever, they're gone. What else is going away? All kinds of other stupid little support things like your floppy drives. If you still play with floppy disks, well, first and foremost, it's archaic ass technology. Okay, I really can't talk much about that because I'm still rocking a Nano first gen 2 gig. That it's bulletproof, man. This thing's just been amazing. But floppy drives pretty much have gone the way of the dodo. Okay, this is 2015. The floppy drive was, hot S back in, the 90s, kind of going to, very, very early 90s was being phased out for CDs, CD-ROMs, DVDs, all the rest of that fun stuff. Came down to the 3.5s, which are actually an okay medium, but they just don't hold jack, man. There's just not enough storage medium on them. Floppy disks, same problem. All the rest of that technology. Windows 10? It's not going to support it. You need to download a patch. You need to download a dongle. You need to download some means of application for the thing to function in your new improved version of Windows. Now, the other things, too, is also 10 is now available free. That should tell you something, okay? If Windows is giving anything away, how good could it be? Oh yeah, just upload this, put it in your computer, bing, 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 boom, boom, new OS, fix everything, all the rest of the problems are now done, blah, 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 blah. I went to Windows 7 for only one very good reason. XP is no longer supported. So, technically, I really don't have the thing calling home and doing like updates and, stuff like that. But if there's a good patch that comes along, or if there's something else that really just does work really nicely, and people said, okay, Windows didn't blow this one out of the water, I'll install it, okay? But the kicker is 10, guess what? Windows has a really crappy habit of doing this to everybody that gets their stuff. You are the test audience. That's right, you guys are part of the research group. You get the computer loaded with this OS, it crashes, burns, and just completely screws up everything. And you complain to Windows, and Windows goes, oh, okay, here's a patch. Okay, here's another patch. Here's another patch. Oh, here's another patch. Here's a 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 patch. And before you know it, you have this cluttered, crappy piece of OS that is still being fixed for everything that went wrong with it from the outset. So technically, what happened is they put a piece of junk over the curb and said, that's on you. We'll have to figure out how to fix it later. They did that with ME. I had ME. ME was the most hateful, nasty, redheaded stepchild from a horror mongrel mother you would ever wish to deal with on a daily basis. Crash and burn, put a patch in. Crash and burn, fix this. Crash and burn, kernel, what is it? R32, all kinds of other problems, other operative applications. Registry errors, and I'm actually not that stupid with computers. I actually know a few things, but I eventually got to the point where half the stuff I was putting in there, it put a pretty face on the folder, it put a pretty face on the file name, and it said content exists of 0 bytes. Now, let me let you guys know something. When your computer goes pretty face, pretty this, that, and the other thing, and it goes 0 bytes, that means you've got nothing. So, ME went the way of the dodo, and I put in XP, and I didn't look back because it was, 1, stable, 2, easy to work with, 3, when it did dick up, it was pretty not too terribly hard to find out what was wrong with it and go, let me open the hood. Oh, darn, that terminal's loose. Fixed. Or simply do a recovery, and the recovery on XP was excellent, okay? If you had a good base version from previous and you uploaded it to replace a version that got corrupted or the registry errors happened or something else went sketchy, it was fixed. 7 is pretty good about that too. It's a little bit more complex. It takes a little bit more hands-on. There's some stuff that I wish it kind of did a little bit better. It can kind of be a little bit of a slug sometimes with the resources. I don't have the fastest computer in the world, but I damn sure don't have the slowest. It's a little bit more of a resource hog, but the way it compartmentalizes things and gives you a virtual copy of the computer just in case is kind of cool. You could do that yourself by simply just, segmenting your drive and, setting aside the OS in a separate little section that's not going to be messed with, and, you partition your drive correctly. You could do that on your own. It's not rocket science. All right, folks, I'm going to break open this one. Windows 10.0. Ooh, how long is it going to be good before it's Windows 10 point bazillion? There's going to be a lot of patches involved, and no failing. It's going to suck from the outset. I'm going to break up on this one, folks. Eat good, keep determining. Always, you know it and love it. Sometimes old technology is not bad technology. It's just old technology. See you guys.